Hey everyone. So if you've been anywhere near the internet lately, you've probably seen some pretty wild headlines about a massive Gmail hack. Sounds like a total nightmare, right? But what's actually going on? Okay, let's jump right in and untangle this whole thing.
This is the big one, the question that's been freaking everybody out. The idea that pretty much every single Gmail user on the planet was suddenly exposed. I mean, that's the kind of headline that makes you want to just unplug everything. But is it actually true?
All right, let's cut right through the noise and get to it. We're going to separate the fact from the fiction here. Was this a real, catastrophic hack of Google's own servers, or is there something else going on behind the scenes?
So here's the breakdown. On one side, you've got the rumor that went viral, a massive direct breach of Gmail. And on the other side, you have Google coming out and saying point blank that it's just not true.
And look, this wasn't just some casual tweet. Google put out an official blog post to shut this down. They wanted to make it crystal clear, saying their protections are solid and that this whole story about a mass hack is, in their words, entirely false.
So if your Gmail account wasn't directly hacked, where in the world did all this confusion come from? Well, it turns out it all stems from a totally different but very real security incident that involved one of Google's partners.
The key phrase to get your head around here is third-party breach. Think of it this way. The hackers didn't break into Google's fortress. Instead, they found a weak link in the chain, a vendor that Google works with. And in this case, that vendor was Salesforce.
Now this right here is the most important part to understand. What did the hackers actually get? They got their hands on business contact info, things like client names and contacts. It's basically like they stole a corporate address book. But what they did not get is the important part, your personal password, your private emails, your photos. All of that was and is safe.
Okay, so if our passwords are safe, we can all breathe a sigh of relief, right? Well, not so fast, because that stolen business data is now being used as a weapon to create a much more sneaky and personal threat.
And this is where we get to the real danger. Phishing and its cousin, phishing. These are basically con jobs. Instead of trying to hack into your account with code, the criminals try to trick you into just handing over the keys yourself.
And believe me, this isn't some minor issue. According to Google's own security team, this is a huge deal. A staggering 37% of all account takeovers on Google's platforms happen because of these phishing and vishing scams. So here's how the scam plays out. The hackers take those legitimate-sounding business names they stole from Salesforce, then they craft these incredibly convincing emails or phone calls. They might pretend to be from your company's IT department, saying there's an urgent problem with your account, and poof, they trick you into giving up your real login info.
And just when you thought this couldn't get any more complicated, the story takes another sharp turn. A new threat has popped up, and this time it's aimed squarely at Google itself with some pretty bold demands.
The threat is coming from a hacker coalition that calls itself Scattered LapSus Hunters. And that name is basically a mashup of three well-known hacking groups: Scattered Spider, LapSus, and Shiny Hunters. Yep, the same crew behind that Salesforce breach.
And they've laid out a wild ultimatum. Get this, they're demanding that Google fire 2 specific employees from its cybersecurity team and that they stop all investigations into their activities. The threat? If Google doesn't comply, they'll start leaking private data.
But, and this is a really important but, right now, this is just a threat. The group has offered zero proof, nothing, to show that they've actually gotten inside Google's internal systems. So for now, it's just talk.
Okay, that was a lot to take in. We've got real breaches, fake rumors, direct threats. So with all this chaos, what can you actually do to keep your account safe? Let's get into a solid action plan.
The good news is Google's advice is really straightforward and effective. It all comes down to building strong defenses around your account, starting with the absolute basics and then adding some seriously powerful extra layers of protection.
First things first, your password. You know the drill. If it's been a while, now is the perfect time for a change. It's super simple. Just head into your Google account settings, go to the security section, and you're there. The real key is to make your new password long and random. Don't use a word. Use a weird phrase you'll remember.
Okay, now for the power moves that go beyond just a password. Turning on two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is probably the single best thing you can do. It means even if someone steals your password, they can't get in without your phone. Even better, start using passkeys. They get rid of passwords entirely and use your fingerprint or face. And of course, the golden rule. Just be suspicious. If an email or call feels off, it probably is.
So when you boil it all down, the big lesson here isn't just about one fake headline or even one real breach. It's a powerful reminder that our digital safety isn't something you can just set up once and forget about. It really makes you ask yourself, are you treating your online security like a one-time fix, or are you making it a daily habit?